your hands, everybody, and everybody clap your hands. We lambda, 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 and omega mu. And we've come here on stage tonight to do a show for you. We got a rockin' rhythm and a high-tech sound that'll make you move your body down to the ground. We got Poindexter on the violin, and Lewis and Gilbert will be joining in. We got Booger Presley on the mean guitar, and a rap by little old me, Lamar. We got Takashi beating on his gong. The boys and the moves are clapping along. And just when you thought you seen it all, along comes a lambda 4-foot tall. So won't you come on out here on the floor, so we can work our bodies like never before. Break.
Okay, the boys and the moves are still clapping along. It is Tuesday. What the fuck is this? Reminder. What the hell is that? Save as. Somebody might be trying to trick me. Hey, Daddy Bog, how you doing? Hey, Travis. Hold on, so I think somebody's attempting to scam me. So let me see. Edit with Notepad Plus. No. Character set. Yeah, that doesn't look good. I don't think I want to do that. Interesting. Sorry, someone's trying to hack my computer. So that was fun. Yep, rest in peace, Mr. Sly Stone. You hear the music, I hope? How old was he? He got a lot of mileage on those tires though, man. That guy lived it. How's everybody doing today? Hey, what's up, Eddie? How are things in wonderful mother state of Tejas? Can y'all hear the music? Yeah, he probably didn't handle his money well. He definitely partied a lot. That means it's hot and humid. Hey there, Revs. Andy G. Recorded that Diodes album today, Revs. Interesting, very Ramones-ish. But good recording, man. For 1977, I thought that was really good. I think I got this album at Deep Track Zach when he used to have that his record store at that hardware store. I think I picked up a couple of Mother's Finest at his little record store. I guess he doesn't do that anymore. But yeah. He used to like do on Rachel's show. He'd like be in the hardware store. He had like a whole row of like records at the store. I got to go to that actual store before he left. He had some good stuff too. So here's to you, D-Track Zach, and Luke, and Andy, and Mrs. D-Track Zach, and their mom used to like go and bid on records too. Hey, Seaford. Yeah, I think their mom actually participated in the early auctions. So yeah. Cleveland. I believe that Alex sent me this white label promo mono. Well, that's right, Mark can add himself if he wants to.
Yes. What are you doing?
I should fix that, but yeah. I'm doing better than Sly. I'm doing better than Sly Stone. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, I guess so. So how was your day so far?
See, I got up at 5:30 for a meeting at 6, and the people in Finland and India did not reschedule the meeting in time. So at 3 in the morning, my time, they rescheduled the meeting. Of course, I didn't get the reschedule, so I got up and at 6 a.m. noticed nobody was in the meeting. So I started my workday a lot earlier than I was supposed to. So.
Oh, that's kind of sucked. Hello, Cleveland. Hello, Revs. Yeah, that kind of sucked.
It sucked hard.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow hopefully you'll have a regular day and.
No, because I have to get up at 5:30 again for another. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday until this project's over. I have a early mornings. So it's all right.
It could be worse, Patrick. You'd have to drive. Let's say you drove somewhere for this and then it didn't happen.
Yeah, I work from home, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. You can still get up in your pajamas and just get down there and that's it, yeah?
Yeah.
That's all good.
But you got a lot to learn.
Oh, man. Yeah, so
did you tie one on last night on your birthday? Did you go out and like get hammered, Mark?
No, I don't drink anymore at all. So
you didn't go to Pizza and like for old time's sake and just like, hey, Jack.
No.
For old time's sake, you know.
No, 1 year I'll do that just for the sake of memory's sake. Maybe not do what I did, but maybe go by there and see if I get some alarm.
I don't recommend doing what you did for sure, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a good idea.
Stay flat.
So, get anything interesting of late, or?
Well, since I talked to you on Sunday, no.
No? Well, because usually you're an everyday kind of...
Well, hold on. What did I get on Monday?
See?
I gotta think about it. I got something on Monday. I brought it home. I remember opening it. What the hell was it? Oh man, that's bad. If you can't, that's really bad.
That just shows how much records you have. You can't even keep track.
What the fuck did I get yesterday? All right, I dropped off a bunch of records. I got the package. I didn't know what it was. I took it home. It was a Whiplash mailer. Hold on, let me go look at Discogs. Yeah, there we go. Hang on.
All right, it'll tell you.
Oh, he turned the music off. How you doing,
So
Mark?
how's things with you? Good. I'm doing pretty good.
You have a good birthday?
Yeah. I mean, the main stuff happened on the weekend, but yesterday, today I got like a lot of messages I had to, not had to, but a lot of messages I responded to. I always do that whenever someone on Facebook puts a happy birthday, I at least put a thank you very much or something in there. So
Yeah.
I'm always a firm believer of that, right? So it was good. Lots of people left messages and stuff like that. So I was very, very pleased with that.
It's not very smart when you like click on the button to go check Discogs and it kicks you out of the stream. That's
We're used to
Yeah.
So I know it is. It was Motley Crue, Too Fast for Love, the Kevin Gray reissue from like 2009. So it was on it was on my want list, and there was none for sale forever, and it just popped up for like $30. I said, "Oh, I got it." So that's what I got.
So what's the big thing with this one compared to the other ones?
I mean, it's a different. They use the all. I know it's all analog, so I haven't heard it. So it's supposed to be really, really good. I mean, it's not an audio file recording it anyway, But I'm curious to hear what it sounds like, So yeah.
Yeah, because I'm guessing that was probably his first and only stab at the Motley Crue stuff, or did he do other?
No, he did Shout at the Devil. I think he did. Yeah. I think he might have done. I think he might have done theater. I don't know if he did Girls, Girls, or Dr. Feelgood, but yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Hey everybody, Andy, Revs, Cleveland, Flaming Groove, Corey. I'm the same as you. My Green Warner sounds fantastic. I'd love to hear the Vertigo.
Of what?
Yeah.
Sabbath's debut.
Yeah. He said that his friend got a record store and he's bringing him a first pressing Vertigo swirl for him.
Oh well, we've played that to death.
I know.
We've compared the shit out of it. So,
I mean, I've heard it on here. I've never heard it like in my house.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've talked about this ad nauseum, but either way, I love my my Warner. Sounds like the band's in the room. You crank it up.
Probably sounds like you were when you were a kid. So yeah.
Well, that's the only.
I always loved those.
Yeah.
I love those early ones. I've listened to it so many times too. It's great. I could immediately tell you, and just from that the thunderstorm bit at the beginning, it just has a different sound from the other ones.
So everyone wish Mark a belated happy birthday since he was sandwiched in
They don't
between.
need to. But it was a good. I mean, I went and treated myself because I also got cash from some family members. So, I got a bunch of things. I know you're not going to be thrilled with this, Patrick, because this is a sort of vinyl-centric podcast. But I did myself. No, I got myself some CDs. I got some because I don't have any 𝐸𝐞𝐻 on CD. I have all on vinyl, like Tooth and Nail and Breaking the
I'm not
Chains,
anti-digital, but I just don't like CDs because of the low resolution. So yeah.
Yeah, but I got those because they have a new version that came out now. There's one of those what's that called? When you have those covers with those lenticular cover of Tooth and Nails. I got that. I got the what was the record after that? The one was Unchained, Never Unchained the Night. What's that one? The third record.
Breaking the Chain. What was it?
Oh no, it's Tooth and Nail.
Tooth and Nail's the second one. The one after that.
Under Lock and Key. Under Lock and Key.
Yeah, that's the
one.
The one
with the hand.
Yeah. That's Tooth and Nail, the one with the hand.
That's Tooth and Nail. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't have any of the
Lock and Key. Yeah, I have that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got those. I didn't buy. I don't have what's the other one? The one right after it. The 60-minute record there.
Back for the Attack.
Yeah, I never bought that because that just sounds like not a good idea. But 60+ minutes of music on it. Yeah. So, but I mean, I caught up with my 𝐸𝐞𝐻. I also finally got absolutely free Zappa's second record on CD. I could never find the reissued ones that they did.
So one of the interesting things about 𝐸𝐞𝐻, you know how metal albums are like outrageously priced. 𝐸𝐞𝐻's one band that the cost of the 𝐸𝐞𝐻 albums has not gone up over time. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
they sold a lot. 𝐸𝐞𝐻 were popular. Even like 13-year-old girls liked them. Like they were a good mainstream, not top tier, but a good mainstream metal band.
But even now,
their stuff has not gone up in price at all.
But the new one has. When I went to the record store, they had that Limp Bizkit recovered one on vinyl, and it was like almost $60 Canadian, which is a lot, you know.
Which album is that?
Tooth and Nail.
Oh, well, I've never seen it with a Limp Bizkit covers, though.
It's new. It's a new reissue
okay.
that's out now. So.
I mean, I'm just talking about like at record shows and at record stores.
Yeah.
If you want to buy a metal album for cheap, you can get Gnocchi still for like $10-15, you know, which is cheap for metal albums nowadays. You know?
I got mine for $8. Those ones. Tooth and Nail, another one. Even Breaking the Chains, I got for $8. And they sound good. There were no scratches, no nothing. Yeah, even you're right though. Even other albums, like if you look for Maiden now, like OG ones are pretty pricey now, and
you couldn't get out of the record show I was at on Sunday with the Maiden album for less than $50.
Yeah, pretty expensive.
Yeah.
I got all my stuff earlier on when it was still kind of reasonable price.
It's hard to find stuff nowadays, you know.
And Kiss too, never mind.
Everyone's looking for it.
Oh my Kiss out of the way because those are ridiculous.
Hey Darren.
Hey Darren.
Hey Darren.
Darren, you have a deal.
Hey,
I'll package that stuff up and give you a total after the show probably. So yeah. Is the Pope gonna join us tonight or no? It's like what's the...
I don't know.
No.
I heard from him today.
I know he has his papal duties, you know. So yeah.
Yes, he has to do communion and all that other stuff.
He only joins us on Sunday, huh?
Yeah, exactly. That's when he rests, you know. Yeah. So yeah.
Holiest of days, yes.
Yes. Well, Friday he's got like Friday stuff, you know. So yeah.
Yeah.
He goes to a lot of gigs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love.
Well, I mean, everybody wants their gig to be blessed by the Pope, you know. You go in there and he does his thing, and everything goes smoothly, and you know.
Yes, or should go.
They just lift that velvet stanchion up as soon as they see him coming. Like he just walks right past the line.
Mr. Pope, please.
No ID,
right
no metal detectors.
We know who you are. Sir, you set off the scanner. Those are just my rosary bleeds. Yeah, those bleeds. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. See, I incorporated 2 elements of the stream: my Cannonball Run, These Bleeds intro, and the Pope. So there you go.
These bleeds?
These bleeds? I mean, take these fucking bleeds up my nose.
And I don't even remember that in the movie. I just remember
it was an outtake. It's an outtake.
It was the outtakes at the end of the movie with it.
Yeah.
That's where I remember it.
That's the best thing of the whole movie is that one little 10-second snippet. It's like
with Dom DeLuise, he goes like Captain America. Whoops.
I always wanted to be.
Yeah.
And he slaps him again.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that in 30 years probably.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen it.
It's great.
Is this like the response to Street Fight Command or something?
It's just the quartz doing their thing.
I think of it more as those lady songs. You know how every metal band, or the early metal bands, always had some sort of lady song.
Oh yeah, Lady Valley, White Lion.
Yeah, you start seeing Deep Purple had a couple.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the new wave of British heavy metal bands had them. I can't think offhand. It's late.
Well, it was very nice of you to let him have them, but man, yeah, they're going to be hard to get back now, especially if you get like those singles and stuff like that.
As long as you got the first 4 or 5 albums, you have a way of listening to them.
Yeah.
I mean, none of us are going to keep our records forever. They're all going to go somewhere else. At least if it went to a good home.
No, wait, man, they're all going into my casket with me. All of them.
I'm going to have a Viking funeral. Just burn them. Like on a barge, just all the records, just burn them.
Send me down to St. Lawrence River.
I'm gonna have to lug mine to the old folks' home, you know, and that's what's gonna be interesting. Like you know, if I'm like 80, 85, whatever, you know, people at the old folks' home play Metallica and Megadeth and Slayer, you know, as opposed to what they play now. It's like, you know,
Yeah. You know how like they have like an older musician or like a guy who used to be like in a band or something to go around and entertain nursing homes, and they do like this Sinatra, or they'll do like Frankie.
I mean, my musical tastes have not gotten any less heavy, so to speak, since I've gotten older. So
people gonna be like singing Nirvana songs to the old people.
Yeah. And those guys got to learn a whole new catalog of songs for us, right?
No, I mean it'll be like kids. It'll be like kids, I guess, like who are like in their teens now.
Yeah.
Oh no, Grandpa's playing that frickin' Dio album again.
Yeah.
Oh no, Grandma's got Merciful Fate Melissa playing. God, I can't stand that voice.
I guess we could get like stuck with like Backstreet Boys or something.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh. That's a worse spot.
Oh, this is from your era. This is Paula Abdul.
Oh God.
Straight up now, baby, you really want to love me forever. Oh, yes, that's not a good song.
Are there any of their other albums good? I have a couple of them, I think, but I haven't listened to them forever.
Two. They have the live.
Yeah, I've got that one.
Live one, but the one after this one is really good. It's from 80, 81. There was a few years break, and it's just Meat and Potatoes' new album, kind of. That's
is that a fourth?
Oh, the third one. I can't remember. It's got like a spaceship on it. That's got a couple good tracks, but it's not as meaty as the second. Stoking up the fires of hell. That's a great track off the second album, second studio album.
That's a great title too.
I think that might be on something or a single. Yeah, you have it. You could play it.
I do have it. Stoking up the fires
I might
of
have
hell. I
sent
do
that
have
to you actually.
I think you might have.
That's on the. That's like one of the top tracks on that album.
Did it have like a weird cover, like almost a hand drawn cover, or was it was that the Tigers of Pantang had that?
No, it's let's see if I can grab it.
Yeah, take your time because you're not gonna like this song.
No, they're right here.
There's a keyboard there.
This is the first album had a cover in '77, but then it was reissued in this deleted bag in I think 1980.
That's kind of cool.
It's really cool, and it was a budget. See, it came out in '77, but metal wasn't happening. But by 1980, everyone was digging the metal, so they reissued it in 1980. This is absolutely killer. This is the EP, Satan's Serenade. Actually, it's just 2 tracks, so it's just a 12-inch single. This is one of the best. It's like Doom new album. And this is the second album, Stand Up and Fight.
I think I have that.
Wow, you're really into this Quartz
Really
band.
good. And this is the live album that came out maybe 78, 79.
I know I have that.
And it's not that good. A couple
Hold
of
it up a
songs.
bit there. Hold it up. The front cover, like put it up. There you go.
Sorry, the
Look at that
plastic.
lighting there, Patrick. Does that bring back memories?
Yeah, they were pretty big. They were a pretty big band in Birmingham. They came from other bands in the 60s. And,
Well, Tony Iommi produced the first album at least. I know that.
yeah, and this
I had
is
that too.
and Jeff Nichols was the keyboard player for Sabbath.
Oh yeah.
And this one's got a couple good tracks, but it's not as good.
Very nice.
And it's probably 83. It's probably like now that stuff's fading out.
I was loving that live one because it was like a true like club vibe in there, you know.
Yeah.
But that low hanging light truss there, I was down there immediately with Patrick, like going up there and readjusting it, you know.
I used to spend hours doing that shit, man. I was so anal. I was just like, I'd go run back and look at it and just move it a little bit. It was absolutely perfect every day.
Did you change the gels ever? Like, I don't like the red, let's put the green.
Oh
in
yeah,
there.
I'd say. I mean, I was very much into like dark purple and like really dark red, dark green. Never had like, and never. I had yellow for like maybe once, and I said, "Fuck this yellow shit," you know. So
Yeah.
also that I like aircraft landing. I had a bunch of specials that would cross and make, you know, like the hatch design, you know.
Yeah.
I made those perfect. They were, and I wanted them so like when you turn them on or off, they flick in and out, you know, they move.
Yeah.
Movement was everything. So.
Wow, you took it like hardcore there.
Well, what else was I gonna do, man? It's like, you know, it's like you go load in, you know, you got hours till the show. I don't want to go back and hang out with these same fuckers like that I've been living with for the last 7 months, 24/7. You know, so, you know, I'd make it perfect. You know, plus I'm very competitive even with myself. So it's like you know, it's like.
Well, I'm sure the people who watched that night were probably, you know, better off for it, right? So.
Yeah, I was all about timing, everything, man. It had to be perfect, you know, or I'd get, you know, and plus I'd be drinking, so it'd be like, you know, it's like.
And it really helps the lighting guy if he knows the set the band's doing, you know.
Yeah. And we had the cues perfect, man. I could sit there and just, you know, and I knew the board, so it's like, you know, when we got signed, we didn't have our own shit, our own production. You never know what you get when you walked into the club. You get like a leprechaun, or you get like some other, you know, piece of shit, you know. But the leprechauns were good, but I mean, so you never knew what you got. I remember one thing I told before I walked into Louisiana, there was like 4 paint cans, like coffee cans with fucking house and like regular switches on off. I was like, oh fuck, I'm getting drunk, man. I was like, fuck it, you know.
Yeah.
I got it, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, like
what are you gonna do?
Like you said, once you get your own actual gear, then it's a whole different story, right?
Yeah, with PA, you never know what you got or anything, you know. So
yeah.
At least, you know, it was much easier to load in and load out without that shit. It was like, boy, it was a piece of cake. Like, fuck, let's get out of here. You know?
Yeah, we started doing that because we had a band that we used to share rehearsal space with, and we used to do a lot of shows together around Toronto and Brampton and Mississauga, and we all went on splits on a PA, not a big one, like, you know, a couple thousand watts that had a crossover and stuff like that. So it didn't take forever to set it up, but it made a big difference having your own PA. Because you had it fine-tuned, you know how when you go to different rooms, how it's sound.
And you knew what the effects rack were. You knew all that shit. You know, a lot of times, you know, you just have to EQ the room. You know, to come in and get the main EQ, and you EQ the room, and you know, then you're pretty much good to go. You know. So.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, Joni Snitchell, if your account was made prior only this year, you're in trouble. So just saying, just telling you right now. Yep, made 5 days ago. I'm sorry, Joni. I love your music, but just can't do it. Bye.
Yeah.
If you want to come back as yourself, feel
Did they
free.
see something bad, or they just
No, but I
mean,
mean,
suspicion.
I mean, if you made your account 5 days ago, you know, and you know my name, then there's something. So come back as yourself.
I'm not putting you. You know, your track record is. You know,
it's like I don't want people with other channels faces in their fucking avatar, all this shit. I don't want any of that stuff, man.
Oh, but if you're gonna make fun of Joni Mitchell, I got no problem. Joan Baez.
Oh, I don't have a problem with making fun of them, but I mean, like I said, their account was made 5 days ago. So yeah. Apparently, there's a lot of VC drama going on. I'm just trying to avoid it.
I know nothing about it. I haven't even seen maybe every here and there. I haven't even seen the troll.
I don't know. I was on Rob's stream listening this morning after I got up early and no one showed up, and apparently there was took some Facebook pictures and been put and family pictures.
I feel a holy presence.
There we go. Yes.
Greetings.
Dominus, subidus, dominance.
Yes, it's the VC
I didn't hear what
Pope.
you're saying. I cut you off.
The Pope of the VC. Oh, I don't know what happened, but apparently somebody took somebody's Facebook got family pictures and posted them on their live stream or something. I don't know, some shit like that, which isn't cool. But I don't know the whole story, and I don't care to know. But I just want to keep it out. It's like, okay, I'm not. All I know is that the Pope of the vinyl community is here, so we're all absolved of our sins. So there you go.
Yes.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Some of you might have to do. What are that? Penance? Penance?
Yes, penance, yes. So, how's
Hail
things?
Marys. Good, man. It was kind of a crazy day today. Yeah.
Busy at work, or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. And there was protesters outside our building.
Oh, fuck, really? Eh? Yeah?
Yeah, because in our building, the immigration court is there, too.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I'm out. I left late. I left like at 6. So I'm sitting there watching them go by. They're right on the corner right there. And this car comes barreling down through all the protesters, kind of hits a car and then keeps going. And
Wow, okay.
it was right in front of me, dude. I got video footage of it, but it was nuts. Yeah, it was great. You know,
Gotta be
That was
careful
exciting.
out there.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, you know. The
I
cops.
want to get
and
a
all.
hit out there.
You don't want to get mixed up. Like, no, I'm not with them.
Yeah.
You have a little Latino look to you. They might haul you off.
I
you know?
when I go to a lot of times, I'm in the.
It happened to Archie Bunker. Do you remember that? He went to rescue Michael from the protest. He didn't get thrown in jail.
That's right. I do remember that. Meathead.
Hey, meathead.
So yeah, it's happening because I'll go to like a Mexican restaurant and they think I speak Spanish, or the grocery store, and I'm like, no. So I get it sometimes, especially when a tan comes in. Yeah. So
I love how people
In
assume-
Latin, we'll all understand it.
Yeah.
you know, I can speak Greek. I can't speak Latin.
Yeah.
You're a lousy pope, then.
Yeah, I know, right? I'll never. Yeah.
Did you have to
And I
take a
get-
test before you became the Pope? Like, had your Latin skills and all that shit?
Yeah, oddly enough, it was just about Led Zeppelin. So
So when they were canvassing you to become the Pope, man, do they ask you about your Led Zeppelin, fanaticism?
yeah.
They tell you had to renounce your John Paul Jones, allegiances and.
No. In fact, I have a picture of Robert Plant playing bass. So once we do bass players.
Holding pain.
Yeah.
So you're gonna try to like sneak Robert Plant into the best. bass
Underrated, because you guys didn't know that's what underrated means, and nobody talks about it.
player? Was he any good at bass?
No, I don't know. He was playing with the band, this band he does, and he was on bass for whatever reason.
What
Picked
band
up a
was it?
guitar,
Was it?
too. I've seen him
Was
play.
it the Band of Joy, whatever the fuck?
No,
it was?
it's called Saving Grace. In fact, he's touring Europe with this band, Saving Grace. They were supposed to come to the States, and I had tickets for it, but that's when everything got locked down.
Wasn't he in a band called Band of Joy? Didn't he have like a thing called Band of Joys or something?
Yeah.
Band
Yeah,
of Joy?
yeah. Originally, back in like the '67 or whatever it was, he was in a band with Bonham that's called Band of Joy. And then in like 2009, he named his album Band of Joy and kind of went out to Robert Plant and a Band of Joy, and Penny Griffin and Buddy Miller were in that band and stuff.
Well, that was when he was dating Patty Griffin, though, right?
Yeah, they were living in Austin together. So yeah, there's the Band of Joy solo album, which is really good. It's a lot of Americana stuff. And that was after the Alison Krauss album, so it kind of has that kind of little feel like that still.
It's interesting though, for a man who's a British man, embracing Americana that much. It's an interesting thing, yeah.
No, he loved American music.
Going on since day one in England.
Oh, he loved all the '50s stuff, the rockabilly, blues,
All those
that
guys
stuff.
like Clapton and the Yardbirds, the Stones.
Loved all that.
Everyone did like the blues songs.
Do you have this, John?
Have what?
Make you big there, yeah.
Oh, probably not. I mean, he's got 8 million.
Well, I mean,
what
this
track
is-
is it?
Throw it up again.
Prince Buster. What song is it?
You got it, Rev.
Wrong
hold on.
camera.
Hey, Andy.
That one. There you go.
Drunkard song
No.
and
Yeah, Hot
Ten
Sweeter was
Oh, I
the
I
band
have
he was
that
in.
on
before-
that was released in America. I have at least 10 Commandments on America.
so I'm recording
Cleveland.
I'm recording these 45s, and I'm probably not going to sell the 45s. So I'm like trying to find people that would appreciate.
Yeah,
So
10 Prince Buster put out hundreds of 45s, but 10 Commandments is his biggest hit. It was released multiple times, but it definitely was released in America.
like I got a Bowie single. What is it? Knock on Wood. It's like a
Yeah,
live thing. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I got a UK version. I said, oh, I'll give that to Mark. So I have like trying to find all these 45s that I'm not going to keep, and I don't want to. I can't really sell them because they're not worth a lot of money. So
That would have been on David Live for those who are wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flip side is Panic in Detroit.
Oh, yeah, it's a really good. Those are
Who's
really
on
good.
guitar?
That's what's his name?
Was it Earl Slick or was it
Earl got in early on there. Yeah.
So-
He's very young at that point.
Like I had a Skids 45, I put that in revs per minute pile, so I'm just trying to figure out who goes with what. So I did rip this today. I also ripped this. This is a Australian Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue.
That little
Motley
part
Crue,
there
nice.
sounds like a Yes thing or something.
Yeah, this.
With that little weed,
Yeah.
throwing me off. It sounds something in it has that sound.
Apparently, the picture sleeve, the UK picture,
It's like got a
European picture sleeve.
perpetual
This is like a
change or something.
$70 album. $70
Yeah.
45.
You know what part I'm talking about, Mark?
Oh yeah,
Is
I
it-
know. Definitely
is it-
know. What
Is it perpetual change?
that's the Yours is No Disgrace.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah. Is that what it is? Okay.
Edward,
Yeah.
from
Hey,
the
Ed,
Den of
hey,
Metal.
Greg.
So, John, it is Earl Slick, and it's Herbie Flowers on bass and Tony Newman on drums for David Live.
Okay.
So get this, dude. Yesterday I was so frustrated. I have 2 copies of each of this Jeff Beck album. You know,
Okay.
that and then what was the other one? This, right? See, first of all, tell me which one. See the lettering?
Yeah.
Which is the original? You think?
The bottom
I'm
one, I
saying-
think.
I
I
think
think
it's
the
this
bottom one. I think it's the bottom one.
Really?
What's
The bottom one is-
what label is it
I
on?
say it's the
What-
top.
Well,
I say
they're both on Orange Epic. But look, see the one that says the warning thing on there, and this one
Yeah.
doesn't. The
I
back
say
is
the one with
less
the
in-
big lettering. That's my
yeah,
guess.
that's mine too.
That's
So-
my guess because I have the second one, the small lettering, and mine is like one of those like
Blue Epic
represses.
label?
You know,
The Blue Epic label.
I don't remember the label. But one you would have bought like nice
Black
price
one.
kind of era.
That's
you know.
that's the blue label. That's the blue label.
Yeah. So playing these, I got skips in both of these, and I got skips in both of these too.
Oh.
And one of these is a quad.
You might check your needle.
I don't
check your
know.
needle.
Yeah, it was.
Check your
I gotta
tracking
do it
force,
again.
check your
Yeah.
anti-skating, all that good shit.
Yeah, I had all that set, and then I was even.
I don't believe you have skipping on 4 records in a row.
I couldn't believe. That's why I'm like.
I don't believe it.
goofy.
I think something's
I'm probably due for a
clogging
new
up
needle.
your tone arm from moving or the alignment.
maybe
It
you're
could be-
right.
It could be multiple things. Maybe even you need a new stylist, but it's
I-
probably
I'm-
on your
I-
tone arm.
You bring that up, and I'm probably due. It's been a little while. So. But I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So
Well, I don't
got
get
I just frustrated to shut her down. I'm like, forget it.
Yeah,
Deal
so
with it
I'd
another
say
day.
stylist. I'd get the spray air and
Probably got to do the
tone arm,
the
not
side-
stylist. Yeah, tone arm.
Yeah, there's no, and I remember listening to these. I don't remember them that bad. They were really.
It might be a good time to move up to the blue one too, the Ortophon.
Yeah, I got that. The red, whatever it is.
Yeah, I have the red.
I have the.
It might be time to get rid of the Ortophon chain altogether. So.
Well, yeah, that's another thing too.
What's your
Anyway.
turntable?
I have a Denon DP35.
Okay, what's your preamp?
Oh, I have a preamp. It goes through my receiver.
What receiver is it?
It's a Sony. I don't know. It's had it since '85.
I can be happy with whatever your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go through. It's funny enough for somebody who's so.
I mean, I want to upgrade all that. I mean, I'll keep my Denon's great. I love it, but I do need a new receiver and probably a preamp or whatever, and probably a new CD player too. But definitely,
Oh, yeah.
I need a stylus update.
I had this turntable system where it was like one of the turntable is part of the stereo.
Yeah.
It's like a 1976 system. My dad fixed it for me. All there was tubes in it and everything, and it sounded beautiful. And then when he died, unfortunately, and then the system went tits up. So my mom for my birthday got me one of those systems where she got me one of those clips speakers that are
Yeah.
powered, right?
Yep.
And then one of those project turntables. So all of us just connect this and play it, and it sounds fine. You know, I mean, it doesn't sound like Patrick's system or anything like that, but you know, it's good enough to listen to my records. So I'm
You're
kind
going
of like
straight out of the turntable, and so it's
Sorry?
going. You're going straight out of a turntable, and it's It's amplified through the powered speakers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, and they sound nice, those speakers. You know, they were pretty. You know, they always have good reviews online. That they're like the bookshelf speakers, right? So
Hey, Mike.
you know, it's okay. I mean, it's sure I could upgrade
The
it and get a better.
vintage clip.
I'm not an Ortofon fan at all. I've had a couple of Ortofons actually, and I've had the Quintet Black, and I had the A90, which is very expensive. And the problem with the Ortofon Black is it's a Shibata, and it's really super picky to set up. Super picky.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I might hit you up
That's
there.
their specialty. I mean, I that's not really my.
No, I'm not an equipment nerd at all. So
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Well,
options out there.
I've had
people,
this
a lot
entire
of
system
options
since
out there.
1985, dude.
There are a lot of
I got it
options
when I
out there
graduated high
that aren't expensive. You don't have to spend a ton of money to get good
Yeah.
synergy. Just saying. Enjoy what you have, but if you want to get other stuff, you can do it.
Yeah, I have this Carver receiver at home at my parents' house. I need to have it looked at, but I would love to hook that sucker up.
You know, it's not about cost; it's about synergy.
Well, that didn't cost me anything. I got free.
I don't find them hard to set up at all, but I've been using them forever. Some people think they're susceptible to alignment and VTA, and I've never had a problem with them. Now my tone arm downstairs is a pain in the ass to deal with. My linear arm that's air bearing, that thing's a bitch. But after dealing with that, cartridge alignment's a piece of cake.
This is the Quartz song.
Yeah.
This is really good, Mark.
Travis, I'm not sure what you're asking about. Mark, did you get the 7s? Nice, happy birthday. Oh, you're talking about are you talking about the speakers? You mean the clips? I think that's what you're asking. I'm not sure. I to be honest with you, I'm not sure what they're. They're not very big. They're like, you know, they're literally like they look like there's maybe like, you know, 6-inch speakers in them. You know.
I'll tell you what, Cleveland. I won't use another stylus profile other than Microline / /Micro-Widge ever. It's not even up for debate for me. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Travis. I think I'm not 100% sure, but
Because I need the tracking. Nothing tracks better than a Microline, and that's actually a fact. That's not even up for debate. So.
Oh, I believe you. I wouldn't argue about that stuff at all.
I got
Can you
science on my side.
Can you turn that turntable sideways and still play the record?
Probably.
They have those wall-mounted ones. I've seen some guy in Switzerland.
I know.
One, like,
Well, I mean, Nakanishi makes a turntable that will adjust for off-center records. It actually will adjust for it. So it's something.
Actually,
that used to be
has one.
that was a problem.
Basically, has one goes on the wall, and you can play it, and it's like a vertical like that.
It's a Sony. He has a Sony, so they make those. You could mount them vertically. I had a friend of mine had one. You could go vertical. So.
Yeah, Travis, I'm pretty happy with mine, to be honest. Though, you know, like Patrick said, I'm sure I could upgrade my stuff to make it sound even better. But I mean, but the problem with me is that whenever I get money for extra stuff, for me it's pedals and, you know, new detectors and, you know, things for my studio. That's what I usually.
Yes, we all know about your pedals.
Yes, and keyboards and that's my.
And glockenspiels.
Yes.
Glockenspiel. That's just fun to say.
Triangles. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that Nakanishi makes a turntable that will adjust for off-center pressing. Right.
Was that a popular thing at one point, having your turntable like that, like mounted on the wall?
No.
No, that was not a big thing.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, there you go, Swiftomatic. Spending your money 1 week at a time. There you go.
That first one is so good. It would be perfect to have one more rockin' song on it. I feel like it's one song short of being a 10-star album. If that
was it pretty much the same lineup the whole time? Was it pretty much the same lineup through the entire
I think
band?
so. Yeah, I think I don't know about the third album. I don't. There's no pictures, but it was the same singer, guitar
the
player,
singer sounds the same.
Nichols. He was famous. He was in a '60s band. I know, like the Lemon something. They did William Tuck Time Machine.
Lemon song.
But he was a gigging guy in Birmingham. He was probably just did the clubs consistently since the 60s. He was
And I guess that's how I guess that's how he met up with Tony Iommi and stuff. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, but he was in with his band was around when the Move was around. You know, he's on the Nuggets. I know that. But he would have been in the same clubs as all those guys in the mid 60s.
Ooh, they had Hobbit rock. Ooh, they had Hobbit music on the first one.
Yeah, it's awesome, that flute. No, it's not Hobbit rock though. That flute is
I
great.
thought if you had a flute, you're automatically Hobbit rock. You know. So.
It's very.
Hey, Dagon.
Very much a Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath in a way.
Wow, I don't have that.
I haven't heard this song in years.
I know. I almost played Night Train too.
It brings me right back to having that cassette in the boombox. That same boombox behind me, same model.
I had one of those ones that had the detachable speakers, and they like had speaker wires.
Oh
so
yeah,
you could,
yeah.
So you get that massive stereo separation. You know? Had like a little horn-loaded tweeter on the top. You know. Like,
I had a portable 8-track player that did that. Would split and put the speakers in.
Oh man.
Mustang.
I worked at 7-Eleven on the night shift, you know, overnights, man. And so I'd take my boombox and I'd separate the speakers as loud as I could. And after about midnight, man, I'd just crank it up and, you know, just fucking, you know.
All the tone controls up to 10, you know.
Oh like, yeah, it had like a 3-band EQ, you know.
And that was up, yeah.
Yeah.
AVGR.
Oh yeah.
Big on.
Mongoose BMX bikes, yes sir.
Oh yeah.
I didn't have a Mongoose, but
Yeah, I didn't know Mongoose. We
I
had this conversation a couple weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
About bikes.
Yeah, you missed it, so don't start it again. It's gonna be.
I had a Schwinn 3636.
We'll have to go to the Pedal Talk band. So yeah.
Did you have the finger brakes there with the other?
No, I didn't have the finger brake.
Did you get clothespins and put playing cards so it made your
earlier? I did that.
Like
I would have been younger, but no, I didn't do that because I didn't want to ruin my
7.
baseball cards.
No, not baseball
Star
cards.
Wars cards.
You take your playing cards, like, you know, like.
Yes, Star Wars.
Yeah,
we didn't have playing cards. My parents.
Didn't my parents?
So yeah, so you get like 2 of their cards, and all of a sudden they're trying to play a card game. And go, we're missing 2 fucking cards. You're like, I don't know what happened. It's like
I had enough Star Wars cards and God knows what.
I'm not gonna fuck up my cards.
Baseball.
No, man, but yeah. Cards. I love that BMX bike. I ended up giving it to my cousin, and I think it's still in my aunt's attic garage.
Yeah, I missed the BMX days.
This is a badass.
I don't know if I had it, but I don't think I did. But you had this like add-on for the handle grip, and it made it like so it was like had motorcycle sounds.
Oh, that was the a Huffy thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. I think like Huffy did that or something. Was it?
Yeah, I thought it was.
But yeah, you would grind and go.
Yeah.
I didn't put that on there. No.
I don't think I had it. It was around.
That was born from kids putting the fucking cards in the fucking back tires.
Yeah, exactly.
They started making those.
Eventually, I just
going like this.
Yeah, I eventually got a CS80, the Honda, the small miniature dirt bike, and then moved up to the 150 and then the 250. So I actually went to the actual motorbikes because I love
dirt bikes. Yeah.
Those are great, man.
The guys, the older kids that had motorcycles. There was a field, and they kind of dug out a track.
Yeah, that's what we did.
They made some jumps and stuff, so we'd go in there with our BMX bikes, and just fly down the hill, hit the jump, and then fall right over our handlebars because they bend forward until until I got that. Oh, what the hell it was? You know, like a double clamp kind of thing for the handlebars. You know.
After you fell the first time, if you kept going back and doing it, it's all on you, man. That's
Dude,
fucking,
man, come on! It was the years of '𝐿 man.
It didn't matter if you got hurt, as long as you didn't rip like your nice corduroys.
That I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Nice.
But I mean, that was a badass little boy.
Yeah, it got ridiculous after a while, you know, because I started buying like the gloves for the dirt bikes, the helmets with the actual goggles. Because we started getting hardcore about it, but then I just realized that I was more into music than that. So plus I had to be careful after that because I hurt myself once pretty bad, and I didn't want to hurt my wrist and my hands back then. I stopped doing it. It was great. I missed it.
I didn't use any helmets or pads. I had pads on the bike, you know, or there was on the crossbar there. And then
they didn't even make pads when I was doing that shit. They didn't even have that shit. It wasn't even an option.
Yeah, well, you were riding tricycle. They don't need a thing there. You're riding that big wheel bike with the little wheel in there, like that circus.
I didn't even have my first roller. My first roller skates had those clay wheels, man. And if you hit a rock,
Patrick era of skateboarding. The guys who skateboarded in the '70s, they all had those elbow pads and knee pads. All those photos.
No, we didn't use.
I remember my skateboard too. It was super thin. It was like super high too off the wheel. It was orange, little flip back, total '70s.
We used to catamaran on. We used to sit down on. You'd sit down on your skateboard. You cross your legs across to your buddy's skateboard. He'd cross his legs back to you, and you do this, and we'd go down like before they opened the bridge, the causeway to the beach. We would fly down that thing because they block it off to traffic, man. And you sit there and you like, you know. The first time we did it, we're like going. We didn't realize that we didn't know how to brake. We couldn't figure out. We couldn't brake. We just kept going. But yeah, we used to do that.
Veer off into the grass.
Yeah, but you know, you go like 40, 50 miles an hour.
Yeah. Good times. Yeah, and you know, of course, we did the homemade.
Hanging on to the back of cars, you know, like fucking back of trucks, you know.
Yeah.
Back
jumping over shit.
In the wintertime, you do the shagging, where if there's enough snow, you can just grab the back of the bumper, you can slide behind it.
No, skitching.
Yeah, the winter for that.
Skitching, yeah. Oh, we called it skitching around here. I don't know.
What the hell was that?
I called it shagging.
Yeah. It was when you like grab the bumper of a car in the snow and you're just like
that's
sliding behind the car. It was called skitching.
I never heard
in
of
America.
Well, in Chicago, you know.
Well, I guess.
What do they call it in Boston, John?
I kind of wasn't in
America,
so yeah.
Or New York, rather.
I don't know. I never.
Never like grabbed the bumper of a car in the snow and they kind of just basically slid along the back. No.
We already talked about that, Ed. Where you been? That was like 10 minutes ago. God, keep up, dude. Come on.
Yeah, refresh.
Yeah. Ed, you're better than that. I expect that from Vance, but not you.
Okay? What?
Oh, man.
Sorry, I expect that from the Pope, not you. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Holy house is the holy. Yeah.
So Vince, are you keeping up on this whole big festival thing? The Sabbath final show. I just saw some things saying that Shannon just kicked off a band off the list now.
Tool. I think it was Tool. I think it was Tool.
I think that was false. I think I saw someone say Tool, but I saw someone else say no. They checked their website; they're still playing, and they named another band I never heard of that was kicked off. I'm not saying I'm right, but I heard.
I haven't heard that news, and I haven't really looked at it since we were talking about Sunday. And,
yeah.
But I haven't seen about people been taken off or whatever.
Hey, I've had a long day too. I got up early and nobody was in a meeting I was supposed to be in. So yeah.
That always sucks when that happens.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Well, you're a musician, man. Early for you is like noon.
Oh yeah, that's even still now. I find myself getting up at around like 10:30, 11.
Yeah, I remember like, you know, it's like you go to bed at like 5, 6 in the morning. It's typical, you know. You get up at like 12 or 1 or 2 or even later than that if you've been drinking.
Yeah,
all right,
for sure.
Just got to get up and do it again. So here we go. Yeah, it's like all right.
BBC. Is this like a New York band?
They're British, right?
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah, this is John. Who was in this? Was it 𝐿? 𝐿 was in this, right?
I don't know. I think. Did you send me this or?
Yeah,
this,
I don't know if I did, but I have it.
No, this is from somebody else. Rip. This is not mine. It's not my rip.
Is it 𝐿? Someone's in this band. I'm drawing a blank. I'm not gonna look it up.
I don't know this band. TBC 2.
It's just one single that put out. Yeah, I think it's 𝐿, in between Slick and Ultravox, maybe.
All right, let's go look up 𝐿. So they only had one single. This is it. And yeah, 𝐿 is in this. So yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's PVC 2, so not PVC. So yeah. It's a pretty cheap single. I might have to get that.
It's classic. Shouldn't be. I don't know how cheap. If it has a sleeve, you want the sleeve. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know, it might be more with the sleeve. I mean, it's not an expensive one, but it's not. It shouldn't be too cheap.
No, it's not. It's about $20 if you want the
Oh.
sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh, that keyboard.
That's not a good move. Well, I mean, like I told this before, like when I was a kid, I did stupid shit like I had like a coin collection, you know, and so I got mad at my parents, so I thought I'd show them, and I threw my coin collection out, you know, in the fucking field, and you know, so it's like that's how I was punishing my parents. I took all my swimming medals and like threw them away to get back at my parents, and I'm like, and as I get older, I'm like going, how did that affect my parents at all? All it did was affect me. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, you thought at the moment it did, right?
yeah, my parents were assholes. So yeah. They deserved it.
Oh, I didn't even have to request this, huh?
No, this is my. I have to be on the good side of the Pope, man. You don't want to. You don't want to be on the wrong side of that thing. It's like, yeah, you better keep it in good graces, you know.
This might be the best track on the album, right?
There's a lot of good songs on this. I mean, I
Maybe
haven't
this
heard
is
this
the most-
song in a while.
Best guitar one, if I remember. I like that slide.
What a love.
So does this band have a lot of like bootleg concerts? Bands?
No, I'm just starting to pick up a couple. You know, I got one from '85, and I'm looking for like an '86 one.
How many shows did they do?
I saw them '86.
I don't know how many shows, but they weren't very long. I mean, in fact, I was thinking it was interesting because they, I think, just finished their tour, and I'm surprised they didn't get booked on Live Aid. But then with what happened with that, you know, Page, and they decided to do the Zeppelin thing. But yeah, I mean, it was only a couple months. So I did a video on the first time I saw them. I did a album concert one I did not too long ago, actually. That was actually, I think,
Yeah.
the last one I did of like the 80s. But and the '86 tour I haven't looked at. They didn't have a lot of dates.
Huh. Interesting.
And they kind of meant
him. I know that.
they kind of were
They had
set
the
out.
lazy. They
Set
had
out to
lazy
only do
back
2
then.
albums. Yeah.
So I'm guessing though that there's obviously a lot of Zeppelin ones, but is there a lot of like solo Plant bootleg stuff out there? Or no?
Yeah, they're out there.
More than the firm.
Plant's
Yeah.
been solo for
Oh, yeah.
40 something years.
Yeah,
you know?
he's been touring
Yes.
forever. So.
since '82. Yeah, so yeah, there's a bunch of them out there, and I'm starting to pick up some of those.
This
too.
band only existed for like 3 years.
Not even
It's-
85,
yeah,
86, about 2 years.
Yeah, that's
really.
what I'm thinking. It might be hard to find
Well,
something. If there's-
technically, December like '84 was the debut in London.
I like that cover. I like the cover that Lex Diamond does too, but I'm not a big Righteous Brothers fan. So. This is some of the best guitar work on the album, I think.
Yeah, that's how I remember this song being. I was looking for Zeppelin when I bought this, you know.
Yeah, so
I mean, we're all kind of want to see what was going to happen. You know?
And it was just a
I
little of that guitar I felt on a couple of tracks.
I feel like the fretless bass doesn't fit with this band. I think if
No, I
if
didn't
it
like
would've-
the way they looked, and you had the shaved head drummer.
Chris Slade, is it Chris
I
Slade?
mean, that doesn't bother me now, but when when you bought this as I was 14,
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, Greg,
just-
that's a great channel for bootlegs. Corny Fogel does a lot of good stuff, but he has a lot
You
of.
can
friends.
also, is Dime a Dozen still around? That used to be a big bootleg site. Let's see if it's still around.
No,
Yeah,
no.
they got a lot of Yes stuff off of them.
Yeah, it's still around. Looks like Dime a Dozen.
Actually,
Nope.
just converted a couple of Yes shows. One from the Union tour and one from 2015.
Here's Zeppelin.
from
Well,
Does this sound like Zeppelin?
yeah, right there. He's. With that drum fill in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole album should have been like this groove. And the
You know, it always
Radioactive song is so funny. I mean, I liked it when it came out, but that was the hit single.
Yeah,
And
that was the
listen
lead
to it
single.
now, that song is terrible. I think
Oh,
it's
it's-
absolutely. It's so dated. It's almost
Yeah, it-
unlistenable.
It
And I
is
remember
dated.
there was a time when I thought that was the best song or like the catchiest song on the record.
Mm.
You know, and the whole album's better than that song.
I always wondered why Bonham's son never played more with Plant or any of those guys.
It's kind
Well,
of a
I mean,
dick.
he did. He did.
Plus he
Page's
drank a
solo
lot.
album. He played drums on most of Page's Outrider album.
He was
Yeah.
young too. He didn't really
Yeah,
come
he
of
was-
age till like the late '80s.
He was
he
a
has a-
heavy drinker like his
he has
dad.
like a
man.
year or
heavy,
two on
heavy
me still.
drinker.
Yeah, he was following in his dad's footsteps for a while.
He's been sober for a while.
And I got
But
some
mean,
of his other bands that he was in. I think it was Virginia Woolf and Eris. I got those.
Air something. What was it? Air.
Air
Air
race.
Race.
I have-
Air race. It's air race.
Eris,
Air-
yeah.
No, it's air race, isn't it?
Race?
Air Race?
I always
Yeah,
Race.
pronounce it Eris.
I think I have that album. He's got like
I had it at first.
long blonde, like fluffy hair.
Yeah,
Is this
but
it?
I think it was
Yeah,
the
I
first
have
real
that.
big band he was in.
Yeah, I
You know,
think it's air race, not air. Eris is spelled with an H. So yeah,
Alright.
not to get all English lit.
It's
on
definitely an
y'all.
A
Yeah.
band.
Yeah.
You know, I always find it funny too, because like the Sammy Hagar thing that he just did, the tribute to like the '90s stuff. They had Bonham's kid there drumming, and then now he's not on there again. Now, you know, he always
Come
seems
on,
to have
come
some
on.
sort of issues, that guy. You know,
Well, the thing with Sammy Hagar and stuff was because his mom got sick, and they weren't sure he could have committed to go, and so there was a misunderstanding
Oh.
there. So
yeah, because they have what's his name now, the other bald
Kenny
guy.
Aronoff,
Yeah.
who was
Well,
no
these
slouch.
bald drummers. Yeah, oh, he's
So-
great. Yeah.
So what's the deal with Triumph playing at that hockey game? There's no footage of it anywhere.
find nothing on it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
don't know if
they're pulling
them down or what.
I've heard like 20 seconds of it, here and there.
Yeah, I got like a minute 20 I saw of it, one of it.
And
You know,
even Rick Emmett didn't even sing what was it? Not Fight's a Good Fight.
Lay it on
Magic-
the line.
Well, no, I saw him singing that, but I think Todd Kern sang most of the lead vocals on another song. I can't remember what else they played, but yeah. It's Air Race.
can't find the damn note.
There you go. Yeah.
John's showing it right now.
Oh, you got it, John? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. How do I put it?
I think I have time strip promo on that. Yeah.
I called it Eris. I guess Eris.
Yeah, I think it's
you can say that too.
Well, it's the correct terminology. I know you're the Pope, man, but you can't change fucking literature rules. So yeah.
Hey, people changing things all the time.
You're muted, John.
800 years.
You're muted, John.
Am I muted? I must have hit it. I think it's air race.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but I never knew that. I thought it was like air raid or something. I never even looked at that, or I don't remember.
Well, fucking Vance thought it was Eris, like fucking the like some.
No,
some
air raid.
He said heiress. It's like it was its own word.
She thinks like, she's an heiress because her dad owned coffee plantations. You know, that's what it's saying.
Even
though
though
not like that.
I didn't catch the title of the Shaft of Light.
Yeah.
How did they come up with that? Like,
drugs.
What's the name of the Shaft of Light? That's pretty bad.
Shaft, huh?
Come on.
I'll show you my shaft.
You don't have a song called that. I don't know where they got that from. That is stupid.
That ain't a shaft. This is a shaft.
And what was it?
God.
It was like
80.
Shaft 85 or what was it?
So, Mark, when you were on tour and it was your birthday, did you like throw the net out to the girls?
Oh, that's
in the
right.
audience
Happy
saying
belated
that
yesterday.
it was your birthday and you needed stretching?
yeah.
And, yeah.
Yes, that was the best time to go on tour.
I heard there's a lot of Geminis I saw people saying.
I don't have it ripped. I think let me see if I'm pretty sure I have it though.
Like, you got a favorite LA Guns record, Vance?
Well, probably that Cocked and Loaded, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't have any issues.
This is my favorite record by him, the first one.
Yeah.
It's the only one I bought in real time.
Well, now was it? Am I wrong here? But Steve Riley, the drummer that was in Wasp, did he go to this band?
Yes.
He was also in a band called Roadmaster. He was in Roadmaster.
Yeah, he was on the first Wasp album only.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he went to LA Guns.
Well, their lead guitar player's name is Lori. This is produced by Bo Hill from Rat fame and.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Sex action.
I wonder
Sure, he
if
doesn't put that on his resume.
Yeah.
I wonder though if Riley thought that was a good thing in retrospect, leaving Wasp to go to this.
I don't know, but it might have been personal differences. Who
Yeah.
he was
Yeah,
more
true.
friends with, because they were unsigned, or maybe they had a label, but LA Guns didn't put anything out. And '88 is years later. The first Wasp album is what, '84?
Yeah.
Well, he was in like a head east midwestern band called Roadmaster. As
That would have
when
been
he was
early.
young.
Roadmaster.
Yeah, very young. Yes.
I heard of them.
Yeah, so it's always fascinating to kind of figure out why these people go from one band to another, and especially when Wasp seemed to be pretty successful at that time,
Yeah. I guess you're on the LA scene hanging out. That's just happened to be the band you joined.
They were in the sleaze. They were in the sleaze rock group. That was their thing.
Yeah.
It's not far. Yeah, it's an easy jump going from Wasp to LA Guns.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if I should do this, but I'm going to do it because.
Oh, he's gonna do it.
If I can find the record. Hang on. Here it is. Okay.
A little late for this, actually. '88.
So I got this record at the record show Sunday. So it's Coliseum 2. This is their first album. Strange New Flesh. Nothing's exciting. This is Gary Moore, Neil Murray on bass. Good band. But the interesting thing about it was I when I looked at it, I didn't really inspect it till I got home. It's on a label called Castle Classics. It's a UK reissue label.
Yeah,
So I started.
Maiden owns that, right? Rod Smallwood.
I don't know, but this was cut by George Peckham, Porky, Pecco Duck, that guy.
Yeah.
So I went on Discogs. I said, huh. So I looked at this, and I haven't listened to it yet, and I have an original to compare it to. But he cut several Motorhead albums reissues. There's quite a few, a lot of Uriah Heep. So I think these guys actually got tapes for these, and got George Peckham to master this stuff. So I'm gonna record this and then compare it to the OG. But I might take a chance on some of the Motorheads they have there. So they got some other stuff here that's interesting. They were all cut around 85, I think, 84, 85. So this is a reissue label.
You want them because they're analog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Well,
that might be worth getting, right?
But they had not digitized tapes in 1985. They were recording digitally, but anything that was recorded before that, they didn't start digitizing master tapes till way later. Way later.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think Zappa was one of the early guys doing that. I don't think he did that until almost 90s. I think. And he only did that because he had his own home studio and could do that, right? Bonham. I'm guessing you got this album, right, Vance?
Yeah, I picked this up when it came out.
There's two.
There's the CD era,
right?
too. So, yeah, there's two. The second one was Mad Hatter.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And
this one has Be With You. I think that's the big single, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait for you.
Yeah.
That's.
This guy was a good singer. He died though. He died young.
Yeah.
The Daniel McMaster, was it, or something?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Kind of sound like the same name as the guy from Dangerous Toys, Jason McMaster's Daniel McMaster. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I saw him a couple times.
I thought that said he sent a picture of a big giant crap his cousin took Saturday. At first glance, that's what I saw. I was like going, what the fuck?
I also saw him open up for Emerson, Lake and Palmer, which was kind of odd, but
these guys really?
Yeah, on the it was what their well, it was on the Mad Hatter tour, but ELP when they kind of reformed and did that something Moon, what was that called?
My boss is in Ohio, and he just showed me a picture of like 30 crappie he got on the lake.
Aspen Music was one of the leading. I'm reading this leading mid-price reissue labels in the marketing, covering all genres. Started in the 1950s, but in the year 2000, that's when it was bought by, I think, Rod Smallwood. It doesn't say that, but that's when it became Sanctuary Records. But they were definitely doing like more heavy metal based stuff in the 80s, 90s, or
Black
90s,
Moon, there you go.
maybe 90s and 2000s. But I think
it says
Rod Smallwood bought that.
It says it was Emerson, Lake and Powell that came out in '85.
Yeah.
No, not 85. I'm talking 90.
Oh, 90. Okay.
Yeah. When they got together and they did an album, and it was called Black Moon. Yeah.
Black Moon.
I actually had tickets for that Emerson, Lake and Powell show, but I had to give them up. I had to give them up. My grandfather died, I think.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, actually, it was like I had Emerson, Lake and Powell. Like a day after was REM or something. I had to sell boat tickets. So that was what, 86 or something like that.
Interesting. Yeah, it has this merry-go-round thing. Right? Brother Kane. Here's another band I haven't heard of, Eon. Oh, Vance, I remember a while ago you were saying that you were trying to reorganize your vinyl. Have you started doing that, or
No.
you still got that little section down there at the bottom there?
Yeah. I got the 2 crates full of country and jazz, and then I got all these crates of extras. And
Mark, do you like take notes and stuff and write this down to ask questions for
I
later,
still have
like next show? Like Vance, the last time you said this, you like have this like eidetic memory that you can remember all this shit.
No, I remember a lot of stuff. Just conversation.
Probably because you're not drinking like the rest of us.
You remember when Ed was in town and all the records I got on that? I still haven't been able. I haven't filed them or anything because I don't have the room on the shelves. I'm stuck. I'd have to go get more cubes, or I got to purge, and it's hard to purge for me.
Yeah, we'll get another cube then. Just you don't know where to put the cube, or
no, I don't have room for that either. I mean, I could get like a 5 cube and put it on top of these, maybe a row, but that looks. I don't like the way that looks. But what are you gonna do? I need a purge though. You know, that's kind of what I was doing with the Jeff Beck. I was gonna try to see which ones sound better, and then I got
Harry, it's like
hey, Harry.
Late.
Hey, oh, hey.
I gotta be back in a few minutes.
See, now he scared John.
See, you made John leave. Way to go.
No, he didn't. He did not. I just excuse me for a second.
What's up, Harry?
Yeah, I haven't. Hey, Harry.
Are you just not speaking to us, or what? You're muted, Harry.
he's muted.
You're muted. No, you're still muted. It's not happening. Make sure I don't have you muted. You're not muted here.
All right.
I remember my first live stream.
No, it doesn't say he's muted now.
It doesn't say anything here either.
Jiggle some wires, Harry. Nope.
Okay, here.
Oh, here we go. We almost had Harry.
It was just a streaming bomb, like a photo bomb, but yeah, that's true. No, nobody.
Off room, yeah.
Yeah, nobody. So yeah, I haven't started to purge at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking. I got like doubles and triples of certain things. I'm like, I just got to find a better sounding one and pull shit out.
Yeah, well, you kind of have because you went to the Jeff Beck and you like doing the wired and the fucking blow by blow. And,
What happened to Harry?
Well, he was muted. He couldn't. He had no sound.
He's gonna go out and come back in.
Oh, okay, good.
Or maybe he realized he was in the wrong stream and went to the right stream he was going to be on. So yeah. Just joking, Harry. You're welcome anytime. You know that. Had a rash of people with muting problems. We had that happen to Randy, and now with Harry. He's coming again. Here we go. Here we go.
Randy.
Is he here? Nope.
No.
Nope.
Your settings?
You choose the right microphone?
Are you muting him, Patrick?
No, I
don't mean on purpose. I mean just.
No, I'm looking right now. His volume's all the way up as he's not muted. So.
Harry, do you get the meter moving when you talk into it? You know, if you go to the.
Yeah, you can see the little microphone. Do you see?
Go to the settings that wheel, and when you talk, that the meter should go. If it doesn't go, then it's something in your chain from your microphone to your computer. I imagine.
Loud and clear on Rob's earlier. So.
See what your audio input was.
Yeah.
What audio input are you using?
Yeah, on that wheel, it'll say audio in, audio out. Audio in, it should say external mic or
album bandolier.
I wish I could see the settings like on.
Yeah.
So if you go to settings, audio input, you should see a drop down with all your options. I know you've done this before, so it's not like you haven't done this before. So.
Oh, by the way, Vance, just in case you're wondering,
Harry, Was Harry on Wax's live stream?
He
was on
This
this
morning,
morning.
yeah, he was.
So then I imagine the settings are to this program are off. You know, because if
Let's
we
see.
all on StreamYard, he would be working. So it's something
So-
you drop down. It's
So
something
it's audio.
definitely you drop
So it's
down.
audio input.
Might have to change the
Turn off
What is it?
everything on the audio. input.
default mic or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's what I was gonna-
Also check your
Yeah, go
browser
ahead,
to make
go
sure that it has access to your microphone. So for this site, so if you are you using Chrome, Harry? Are you using Chrome? All right. So on the top left where it says console.evmux.com on the top left, if you click the little camera icon you should have, it should say permissions. And if you look at camera, you should say using now, microphone using now. So you also have to give permissions to your browser to access that stuff per site. So
It's weird because he's been on here before.
yeah, but it might
I know it
change, so-
resets sometimes. Yeah.
So real quick, my Instagram is not working, Vance. So in
Oh.
case you've been trying to get a hold of me, I don't know what the hell happened. Every time I log in, it goes
Yeah, I
off
love
the
this
tunes, and
song.
all of a sudden it's logged off. And then
It
I
gets a
go
lot
back
heavier.
and it says something suspicious is happening. And I say, don't dismiss it. Let's be
Change
back
your
with you. And then
password.
it gets-
Change your password right away if you can.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah,
or pull the app out and redo it.
yeah. I mean,
All right, here we
I would
go
say
again.
change your password, but then pull the app out and try.
Third
it.
time's a charm.
There you go. What'd you do, Harry? Are you high? Was it something high related?
Well, it had nothing to do with that.
What was it?
I had to change one of the. I had to go through every option in the settings, but when I was out of the program, I had to do it before I entered.
So in the audio settings.
Yeah, somehow
So-
it changed.
So what did you change? What are you left with now?
I'm on. Right now, I'm on microphone array Intel Smart Sound.
Okay, so that's all you changed was the input?
That was it.
Okay.
So I was going to say, Mark,
Yes.
you officially have your own header card now.
Oh,
Oh.
look.
Very
So-
nice.
Anybody that has 5 records or more gets their own header card. You're down at the end there on my blog.
Very nice. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support, by the way.
What is he next to?
And that's quite an accomplishment to have 5 albums under your own name, not in like
Yeah.
being in different bands, like your own name.
He's right between Moody Blues and Traffic.
Oh, well, there you go. That's
Oh, heavy hitters.
'Cause I don't have a lot of prog groups that all header cards.
Well, I appreciate it there, Harry.
You have
Thank
Yes
very much.
Fragile. If you have Yes Fragile, that one album should be next to Yes Fragile because he totally ripped it off. So yeah, well, that should be it.
One chord, and he goes back to that joke.
Never gets old for me. There you go.
Yeah, I just have A through Z. So what do I got you next to?
So I wanted to go watch the Becoming Led Zeppelin, and of course, it's not enough that I subscribe to Netflix. I have to subscribe to ad free in order to watch it.
To
Really?
what?
That really pissed me off.
To
You haven't
what?
seen
though?
it yet?
You have to subscribe to ad free Netflix in order to stream it.
Oh,
Ad free.
Yeah,
you pay the premium, but not get
Yeah, I get the premium. So I don't.
I'm
even
on
deal with
regular Netflix. I get it though. Whatever Netflix we're on.
it. Yeah, you get the ads. I think that.
I
Tubi's
don't get
free,
ads
so
on
you get
that.
ads on it.
Yeah, 'cause
No,
you
I
got-
paid like the $19 or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's probably what we do then.
I'm too cheap.
It's not worth it.
It's okay.
I
we'll
go
find
through.
it.
I turn the.
Out there.
This is.
It's out there. We'll find it.
I'm sure in a month it'll be on regular Netflix where you can watch it. You know.
That or Tubi or something. Well, there's ads on Tubi. I'm trying
No,
to
but
pull
it should be on the lower tier Netflix.
They say the reason they can't show it is for licensing purposes.
So I don't watch TV much, but what I do is I'll turn on TV and I'll go to Netflix and I'll flick through movies and then I'll go over to Amazon Prime, flick through movies. I'll go to another one, flick through movies, and before you know it, like 40 minutes is over, and then I'll
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I spent an hour and a half looking to see what I want to watch. I'm gonna watch one of them already.
I'm in the mood.
Yeah.
And my my save lists are ridiculous. I'll never in my lifetime be able to watch all the stuff I have in my save list.
I
And
never
then my
looked.
Tubi list, I have like
Let's see.
400 things or something in there. I'm like, ridiculous.
That's a lot.
I kind of like that with my records though too. I go downstairs and say, okay, I'm gonna listen to this, and they say, what am I gonna pick? And I can never pick anything. I'm like, nah, not this.
Yeah.
No, not that. Fuck, it takes me like 20 minutes before I find something. You know?
Yeah, sometimes your mood, you're not sure exactly. Like you know what your mood is. You can't find the music running.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see something like during the day and say, oh, I'm going to go home and listen to whoever it is. And then I get home and I kind of, what was I forget. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the heck was I going to come home and listen to today? And I forgot what I was thinking.
Why the hell would a laser disc be worth $1,250? I see those things all the time.
I don't know. Is it like Star Wars or something?
Plastic Eric, man, how you doing? Good to see you.
Hey, Eric. Haven't seen Eric.
Greetings.
Man. Plastic Eric, yes. Yeah, I still haven't seen that either. I'm curious to see it.
I really love the first like 40 minutes.
Some people only show up when the Pope is here, so there you go.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna guess there's gonna be another part to that. Do you think they're gonna continue
I
from
don't
where they
know.
left off?
I would
wish
like
they
to
would.
think
Right
that
on.
they did
Yeah.
because I can't believe that they just kind of did these interviews with the guys and that's kind of where they stopped with the interviews. Would imagine he talked to them about, you know, a lot of stuff, you know, and,
Yeah.
and I would like to see kind of, you know, my theory was 3 parts, you know.
Yeah.
You got like becoming Led Zeppelin, being Led Zeppelin, and then, you know, ending Led Zeppelin or something. You know, I don't know, whatever. But I just can't believe that, you know, they just kind of stopped talking about stuff after Zeppelin 2.
Sorry, nothing occurred after Led Zeppelin 2, so yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It really
Maybe, though, I don't know. It just
feels right to me, but I'm not, you know. It feels right to me.
Alert.
Oh, no, I have no problem with it. It is what it is. It's exactly what they're saying it is. It's the early progression.
Documentary. That's one of the best documentaries too. The Twisted Sister one, where it goes right up and then it stops before they get famous.
Yeah.
You know, it was a good documentary on.
We all know the story after that. You know.
Yeah. The same with Zeppelin. Like,
Told them their own words.
how are they gonna? You know, you could do 2 hours on each year. Like, you know, a lot happened in Zeppelin. A lot went on. You know, it's like Beatles. Can't.
But as somebody who doesn't know much about Zeppelin, it'd be cool to see like footage of them on their on the, you know, the big plane that they had or something like that. Or
but the Beatles got like what, like 40 hours of like the last record, you know? It's like
Oh, the
fucking-
Let It
yeah.
Be stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Get Back? Yeah, that was a... God, how long
Well, I
was
know.
that?
I thought it'd be more too.
But you know, there's got to be just not just as much. There's so much Zeppelin footage once you get past 73. You know, they were filming
Yeah.
that whole Song Remains.
Yeah, I'd love to
There's
see that
so
stuff.
much
Yeah, there's the full all 3 shows were filmed
the
for
amount
that.
of bootleg.
So,
You know,
Well, I mean, everybody wants to hear
You got-
hear the true Mud Shark story, so that's like
Or see the
yeah, the
actual
entire
do that.
all the nights, all
40
the
hours.
5 nights of the 75 Earl's Court shows were filmed. You know, because they were showing on a big screen too. So there's tapes of that. Nebworth was filmed, and there's a lot of that stuff that hasn't been put out. There's bits and pieces you could find on YouTube.
yeah, and you only need a minute or 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, there's clips, there's audio,
And there's
video clips
interviews,
from 1980 too. They
radio
over your-
interviews. There's
I
audio.
would
So they
love
could
to
put it
hear
together.
to hear if they have footage of them recording Led Zeppelin 3, Led Zeppelin 4, you know, because they had stuff in the studio for that stuff. So I'm sure as they got bigger, they still had more stuff in the studio.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing, and I have to say, I don't think I've really seen a lot of like in studio footage. I don't know if
Yeah.
they ever really thought of doing that, or there was ever a camera in there. You
That's
know?
disappointing. That's the stuff I love to see.
Probably
you know?
Peter Green.
Yeah,
would
I just-
allow it.
Yeah, they were definitely isolated from the record companies. They were doing their own thing.
I mean, to see footage of Plant sitting in a wheelchair belting out Achilles' Last Stand would be pretty impressive.
Yeah. Or footage of them inside, you know, the Rolling Stones
you need to
mobile.
make a movie.
Yeah, or just recording at Headley Grange. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever seen at least
With-
video
with-
footage of that.
You know, with AI and computer editing, you could grab all the stuff that's available and then slice it in with interviews over
Oh,
it.
take the photos and kind of make them move a little. Yeah.
Yeah, you could do everything. and use the footage. I mean, it wouldn't be legit. You wouldn't be licensed.
Lance, I don't know if you saw it, but I posted a thing on Instagram of Dusty Springfield, and I said that during recording Dusty in Memphis, she recommended to Jerry Wexler to check out a band called Led Zeppelin.
Oh, no kidding.
John Paul Jones used to be one of her session players.
Yeah.
So Jerry checked it out and signed it.
Huh. Never heard that. I mean, I knew Jones did stuff with Dusty and Lulu and stuff. But.
Good request. Who's this one?
The funny thing in the film too, they bring up Jerry Wexler, but they never mention by name Ahmet Ertegun, who's the guy signing the contract in the picture and stuff.
Yeah, and
Wexler is supposed to be a real asshole, from what I heard. If you watch the Burt Burns documentary, that's really good.
Hey, Vance,
not come off well in that documentary.
Vance, do you remember how long their initial contract was for? How many albums they got signed for?
It was the 5.
5, yeah, right
I
after
believe
that.
so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, $200,000.
Yeah.
Nice.
They kept all their publishing though.
Oh yeah, and they walked in with the album. I mean, this is it. You know, the first album. It was done.
That was smart. Yeah.
So basically, Page put the bill for all that, right?
Page and Grant. Yeah.
Usually the first thing that you lose if you go to the record contract.
Plant and Bonham were kind of like, hired help in the beginning. You know, they didn't know how it was going to happen. Then they all got their. None of them. That's the thing. They didn't rip off. You know, they all got their shares of whatever. You know, whether publishing and all that kind of stuff. And Grant always took care of them. So. You don't hear about them bitching about each other, got more, and this guy got that, and this, I never heard anything about that.
Well, that's usually when bands break up, it's because songwriting credits get to be an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Kansas got screwed over big time.
By Don Kirshner.
Kirshner, yeah. And
everyone gets screwed over.
Yeah, Kirshner was famous for that.
Show the Flying Duck.
I said it the other day, but that Stiff book, that's a good book, Harry. If you see that, it's about the cutouts in the '70s. I said it about MCA Records, but it talks about other labels too. MCA, the cutouts, and the Mafia, and
I'd like to see that.
Everyone is evil. Yeah. Everybody is a thief. Everyone's evil.
Well, that's why I said the Burt Burns story.
It's Don Arden, even the guys in the UK.
But even if you went to the musicians, they were screwing other musicians, screwing band members. Like nobody's good.
There's a righteous label.
Very few people.
Yeah,
screwing opening bands, or
Aerosmith was notorious for that, fucking over opening bands.
I'm gonna have to look for that.
Yeah, Anthrax was notorious. So many bands. Yeah, I only read a little bit, Darren, but the idea is really the beginning part about the royalties and all that. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I like the right symbol on this song. You hear where he goes.
It's called That Stiff.
It's called Stiff.
Stiff.
And I got it on eBay, Harry, for $5 free shipping.
I'm looking now to see if I see it.
You write in Stiff MCA record business or record music industry, but it's talking about like how the labels like.
Oh, here it is. Yeah,
one guy was in charge of like the reissues, like other guy was doing the cutouts, and you would love it. At least I only read 80 pages of it, but it was worth it, just the 80 pages. But you would like it because you were in the record business. But how they would do the returns, and they would. They would send them records that weren't cut out, so they could send them back for the returns. And wait a minute, they're returning more records than we ever sent them, and it was like,
don't look for stuff, because that's all about fucking taxidermy. So don't make that mistake, okay?
But I got it $5 shipped to my house, the hardcover.
Oh, hardcover too. Okay.
Yeah, it was on eBay. I mean, maybe you pay $7, but it's free shipping because book rate is so cheap. And
Yeah.
The taxi dummy man's gonna have a heart attack with the season.
I don't vouch for the whole book, but the first 70 pages are awesome. I haven't read more.
I might be able to read it on a Kindle too.
They talk about like specific albums, what were out, and what MCA had, and the other label. It's very people in the music. It was just like candy.
You know, all those records that like Columbia House, all the ones they sold, millions and millions they sold, they wrote all those off as promos. The bands never got paid for anything.
Yeah, and cutouts, they didn't pay royalties to the bands either.
Yeah.
Well, these people were getting scammed left and right. Like, there's so much.
I think the flying duck was like a princess with wings or something, like Tinkerbell looking thing. I don't know.
Well, Grant was still the manager of the Yardbirds too. So.
Harry, one of the characters in the book was the guy who did the bootlegging of the Beatles VJ album. He got into cutouts later on, but he was like bootlegging Cream, and then he started doing imports, and they kind of threatened him to lay off the imports because like it's hurting the business, like all those unofficials, you know, like
Lay off the imports.
Like the Stones, what is it, like Rolled Gold or whatever, like those sketchy.
Another good book is the Tommy James biography.
Yeah.
It's a book called
Yeah, I never read that. This one's got, because already in the first bunch, Levy's already in there, and his henchmen.
He never got paid what he was owed from Roulette. I forget the guy's name from Roulette. But
Levy.
anyways, what?
Levy, I can't. I'm
Morris
Levy. Morris Levy, yeah.
So he never got paid, but he said whenever I needed money, I'd go in the office and he'd say, "Write your kid a check," you know, spending money. So finally, it got to the point where he wanted to get. He got lawyers involved. He said they owed him money, and nothing was in the books. They couldn't figure anything out. Everything was so doctored. But the lawyer was smart enough. He found out who printed the labels for the record company, and he went and looked at the invoice to see how many labels were printed, and then he was able to figure out how many albums were made. And he was owed like $34 million. He never got it. So yeah, there's a lot of. And they would also put their name on the writing credits sometimes, you know.
Yeah. There's so many ways of screwing, you know.
Yeah. And Elvis was that way. You know, the Colonel would say, if you want Elvis to do your song.
No, that was RCA. RCA did that. We get a piece. You know, they get a piece of.
They do that today. There's 15 people on the writing credit of a song.
But they do that. It's called points. Like if you produce I'll produce your album, but I got to have points. That means a percentage of every sale.
Don Henley will go in and buy a whole song and say, "All right, you sign over the rights to me, and I'll give you cash. You know, here you go."
It sounds shady the way RCA did it, but you knew you were having $1 million seller, and the accounting was right. So like, if I could get my song to Elvis, I give him a piece of it, but I got $1 million in the bank guaranteed. Whereas if I sold it to another label, they didn't put their name on it. I didn't know if I was getting paid or this. You know, that's true.
Hey Jens.
I like Bobby's comment. Pop-Tarts are done.
Pop-Tarts?
Oh man, a Pop-Tart. 30 years.
I hear that white noise.
Well, I don't have my AC on.
You might be hearing my laptop running behind the monitor.
Here, I'm going to mute Harry. We'll find out. No, I won't mute him because we had a problem, so I won't mute him.
Oh, I'll mute it and see what happens.
No matter. It's not Yes, Harry.
Terry.
No,
that's okay.
I don't know if it was actually. I don't think it was you, Harry. I still heard it.
definitely hear my laptop.
There it is. It's a flying duck. So if you look at it from far away, it looks like a bill. Her hair looks like a bill. If you look at it that way, so a flying duck.
You should play the Dean Martin's way.
I should just play that video of him going, "These bleeds." There you go. I have the video, but.
Yeah, you know, you're just hanging out on that set drinking. It's great. These please.
That looks like a lot of fun.
Me.
Yeah.
I would put this in my top 5 Rolling Stones album.
Oh, I'll definitely.
I can see people putting it as their number 1.
Let It Bleed.
I like the Mick Taylor years. Yeah.
Beggar's Banquet.
Some Girls, I think, is good too.
Exile on Main Street.
Right. They're all 10-star records. Every album.
Dirty Work.
Dirty Work.
Dirty Work. Dirty Work. God,
Emotional Rescue.
No. Bang. No.
come on.
Undercover.
Aftermath.
Sucking in the 70s.
Steel Wheelchair.
I like Goat's Head Soup a lot.
I like Steel Wheels. Though.
Yeah, Goat's Head Soup is good.
Black and Blue, I used to like it. I think it's a lazy record. No, it's like a bunch of covers. They're the biggest band in the world, and it took a few, you know, they had like 2 years or a year and a half, however long it was to come up with that album. And I listened to it, and it's like, oh, we got a cover, a mediocre song. Yeah. It's not bad. It's not a bad record, but geez, this is what you're putting out.
Don't say anything bad about him. Bobby Gass is.
You know, It's Only Rock and Roll is similar to that too. Another lazy record.
That's an okay record.
Oh no, I like that one.
It's okay, but after
Tattoo You is good. I like that.
The thing is, Exile, Goat's Head Soup, and then that one comes out. There's a lot of just mediocre songs on there. I think Fingerprint File, Time Waits for No One. I can't remember all the songs.
Don't forget Drugs, though. It's a tough time when you're on.
I understand why. I just.
Who's playing the keyboard on that? Is that Nicky Hopkins?
Most likely, yeah.
No.
That's definitely Mick Taylor playing lead. So.
Yeah.
They still had Ian Stewart. They had who else played keyboards?
That's probably the best freaking solo on a Stone song ever. Sticky Fingers, you can get the U.S. Monarch early press, or someone they talk about this French pressing. I haven't gotten it yet. The 79 UK is good. I mean,
Van, you have the Spanish one, right?
Yeah, with the fingers in the can.
Yeah. That's a cool cover. That's definitely the best cover.
Great.
Do you want me to show it? I can grab it.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
So is it?
That's what we're talking about.
Another Rolling Stone song tonight now.
Which one? What?
Do you only do one song by a band?
No, it depends how the mood hits. So and who's asking. So yeah.
I was thinking of "Can't You Hear Me Knocking," just for the sax solo.
Since you had so many problems.
Hey, I don't want a pity play, okay?
No one's going to complain hearing that song.
Yeah, you'll get what you get and like it, Spalding. So, there you go.
Let's see it.
You'll get nothing and like it.
Asthma. I'll give you asthma.
Yeah, this here.
That is definitely the coolest cover
That is
for
really good.
Now, why did it get banned? Or not banned, but why did they not use it in the U.S.?
I don't know.
Yeah, sure. It's back.
Well, you had Andy Warhol. Like, how would you turn down Andy Warhol doing the cover?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that cover. It's cool.
This was the insert there. It's one-sided.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I really like that cover. That is cool.
Chopped. What is it up here? Fowler's West India Tressler. I can't see what it is. Can opener with some blood.
It is blood. It is red. I can't tell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be blood. Yeah. Cool.
Bloody fingers.
Yeah, I picked. Actually, I got this one.
Obviously,
Mary, I got this out at Easy Street, the main store.
Some sort of honey sticky product, you know, with the fingers, sticky fingers.
Seattle back in Christ, I don't know, 2022 or something.
Interesting pick. I would have kept Keep the Spirit Alive.
Yeah, this wouldn't be my first pick off this album, but hey, you know, everybody has what they like, and you know, it's perfectly fine.
Girls would like.
You'd think they would have like sung those background vocals in key though. So
$25 too.
Nice.
Really?
Easy Street price tag still on there somewhere.
Well, Malaya likes it. It is a good record.
This album.
I got tired of everybody saying you don't have it in the system. I'm like going, hey, so finally it's in the system, so I can start bitching at me. It took 2 years, but yeah.
Or is she saying this is so? Yeah.
No, I think.
Yeah, you're right, Seafrig. That's what it says.
I don't see this record out. I see a Big Deal out, and definitely more than this one.
Oh yeah, Big Deal's everywhere. Dirty Weapons though, that's a great album.
I'm not a big Sepultura fan, but I think Harmless Rebel is going to send me some OG Sepultura to do. I said I'd do them. So
make sure you do Bloody Roots there.
Yeah. Hollywood Vampires, I don't see that record, so. I did find Cocked and Loaded though, so. Yeah.
I bought over 1,000 albums the other day.
Yeah, I saw your truck all loaded down.
My truck and the guy's van. He said, you might have to make 2 trips. I said, is that your van? He said, yeah. I said, well, why don't we just put them in there and follow? Yeah. So I did.
You bought 1,000? I thought you were like going to a record show and selling them.
No. It was one of my old customers when I used to have my store. And he said, hey, I'm moving to Florida and I want to sell this. And I went there to cherry pick. And he was going to let me cherry pick. And then
I wasn't going to remind you that, but yeah.
Pulling stuff out, and he said, no, I said, what do you just want for all of it? He said $1,000. So I bought all. I got them for like $1 a piece.
So these records he probably bought from you back in the day, and now you got them back?
Some of them.
Oh, I remember this. I charged you $15 for this.
And then I already sold like 500 of them to that guy that ships them to the Philippines.
Anything good in there? What you got in there?
No, that was all common stuff.
Okay, just common stock stuff.
Let's see. There's one. I've already listed these on eBay for a scheduled start for like a week from now. But this is some like rare electronic techno thing.
Oh, cool.
I have no idea, but of course it's good money. I don't know. Hip hop, electronica. I looked them up. They go for decent money. So stuff I know nothing about.
Yeah, me either.
This is out of Chicago, man.
Although I just did sell a liquid
I
album.
think I've seen that label before, though.
I just sold a liquid album.
Railroad or
12-inch, yeah.
Relief Records.
Relief Records.
If you see anything on 99 Records, look it up.
Yeah, I've already gone through everything.
Okay.
Could be house music. House music was a big thing in the late 80s.
Yeah, I think is what it is. And there was probably
Frankie Knuckles records
on that label that
My daughter just got back from a concert, The Weeknd. You ever hear of that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's just a dude, right?
I have no idea.
Guy's name's The Weeknd or something.
I just ripped this. I ripped this
Rippity
today.
hop.
It will be in the system very soon. Speaking of John
Nice.
Claude, so yes,
Didn't the Weeknd play the Super Bowl?
original.
You have to play Uncle Jack off that one.
I think he did.
Oh, that was awful. Was that?
I think that was him.
It sounds like a band name, but yeah, it was an artist.
Yeah.
No, Jeff, after I got the wrong Knife World, I thought of it like about a week or two ago. I said, you know, I never revisited that band. I'll try to remember. Oh, cool, Andy. I'm just glad I didn't have to drive.
That was one of the worst Super Bowl shows that the Weeknd had. It was absolutely
Yeah, it was awful.
Not, but it wasn't made for it. That stuff isn't targeted for me. So I'm not the target audience. So you know.
Obviously, a lot of people enjoyed it.
They just played Gillette Stadium, you know.
She's
so.
talking about L.A. Guns, Hollywood Vampires, not Hollywood Vampires with Joe Perry and Johnny Depp and although
Mickey
I've heard
Collins.
that's good too. Yeah.
John Lennon.
Well, that's the original Hollywood Vampire.
I know.
Harry Nilsson, Alice Cooper.
Christopher Lee,
Mickey Dolenz.
Bela Lugosi.
George Hamilton.
Yeah.
What was that one Hamilton was in? It was like that funny vampire
Yeah, it's
movie.
like
what the fuck
first-
was it called? Oh,
Love at
God.
I
First
remember
Bite,
it.
or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know. Love at First
What was
Bite.
it?
Yeah. Was
Is
it
that
Love at
it
First?
or no?
I don't even know if I've seen it, but I remember the trail. I've seen him dressed like vampire, so it's in my brain. But I don't know if I ever actually watched that movie.
The soundtrack, I think, or a poster maybe for it.
Yeah, I remember the trailer. Just maybe on TV, like on when they used to show movies on regular TV.
Yeah.
But all I do is I picture George Hamilton either in, like as Hank Williams, which is the worst movie ever.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
Hank
yeah,
Williams.
he was in the Hank Williams story, George Hamilton.
Yeah.
Didn't he do an Evil Knievel movie?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So that's the subject. Best cast, worst movie. So I have my nomination: Gary Oldman, Matthew McConaughey, and where Gary Oldman is a dwarf. It's a dwarf brother to Matthew McConaughey. And there's like 4 or 5 other people in there. It's like horrible, absolutely horrible movie. Reds. What's that movie? Reds with Warren Beatty. It's supposed to be horrible. I didn't see that movie. But it's horrible.
Well, it could have been worse than Heaven's Gate, right?
Or Ishtar.
World is one of the worst.
Ishtar, yeah.
I told you I met Warren Beatty. Was it Warren? No, is it? Yeah, Warren Beatty. Yeah, he's Ishtar, right? Hairspray.
Yeah, he was in there. Shampoo.
He was in the mall. I was working in a bookstore, and I saw him. And this guy I worked with collected autographs. He's a really good kid. And so I said, "Let me get the autograph from him." And he refused to sign. And there was like nobody around. It was just like me and him. And he refused to sign. And when he walked away, I go, "Ishtar, Ishtar!" Like. This is like the worst movie ever.
All right, so that movie I was talking about is called Tiptoes, and it has Gary Oldman, Kate Beckinsale, Patricia Arquette, Matthew
Who's that?
McConaughey, Peter Dinklage.
Harry, who is that? Sorry, Patrick. What's Harry Oldman? Who is that?
It's Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty.
Oh, Warren Beatty. All right.
Check. But look how he spelled his name originally.
I'm not gonna be able to see that.
Beatty?
His original name is
Gary Oldman in Batman?
Hang on, I'll make him large. Hang on. There, show it again.
I want to get the account numbers. Write this down.
Yeah.
Well, this is 1959.
I know.
And I have one other canceled check.
Oh,
Is it really an autograph if they wrote it on a check?
Sure. Joe Walsh.
And Juanita.
I have a check from Little Jimmy Dickens, if you know who that is.
Yeah.
So you guys are talking about bad movies. Does this count Zoltan, the Hound of Dracula? That's like a terrible movie from '77.
It has to have big names in it. Though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The premise is.
Sorry, Patrick, I cut you off. Go ahead and say yours again.
No, it was.
Harry was holding his checkup.
The movie was called Tiptoes. Like I said, it's got Gary Oldman, Matthew McConaughey, Kate Beckinsale, Patricia Arquette, Peter Dinklage, David Alan Grier. It's the worst movie you've ever. Like I said, Gary Oldman's a midget, and Kate Beckinsale leaves Matthew McConaughey for a dwarf Gary Oldman character, which would never happen in real life. Yeah.
All right, I think I thought of one. We were at a bar about 2 months ago, and they were playing. You know how they sometimes play the movie on the TV as a movie, but no sound.
Yeah.
And it was a movie from I think 1989, and it had everybody in it. It had I think maybe one of the hip hop artists, but it had Chevy Chase, John Candy was dressed like a woman. Dan Aykroyd was an old man.
Transylvania 2000 or
like,
whatever it was.
No, but it was all these people in it, and we're watching. It was like the worst movie ever. It looked like a comedy. It was in like a haunted house.
I think. Was
but
Demi Moore in that?
Demi Moore. There was all these actors, and it had to be the worst.
Yeah, was that Transylvania? I know what movie you're talking about.
No, it's not. It wasn't a horror movie per se, but there was like creatures in it.
Nothing but trouble.
Yeah, they like you have to go in front of a judge and stuff.
Yeah, and Dan Aykroyd was a judge, and there was a famous hip hop guy. Was it
Vanilla Ice?
No.
Hip hop.
But he was young. It was before like he was gangster. It was like one of the gangster guys.
Why do I keep thinking Transylvania?
Guys, I'm getting off. I'll talk to you guys later.
But it was
okay?
absolutely
All right,
awful. Just look
later,
at
buddy.
Glad to hear you getting off. Do it off camera.
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing but
I'll be sure to do it off camera.
Don't do any stretching on camera there, Mark. Okay.
That's right.
See you later, Mark.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
And you have your own card now at Harry's house. So remember. Is this Bobby Keys? Is that who played?
Yeah.
Bobby Keys.
You'd think he'd be a keyboard player, but no.
Bobby Keys.
He should be in the
Nothing but trouble.
You know,
Yeah, they have it. Nothing but trouble. Who's the
Nothing
cast
but
in it?
trouble. Who's the?
Where is it streaming?
Let's see here.
We were all watching it, just laughing at it.
Demi Moore, Chevy Chase, John Candy, Taylor Negron,
Taylor Negron, okay.
Selena Thomas,
Dan
Dan
Aykroyd,
Aykroyd.
definitely.
Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, is that the one? Was that the one they were talking about on Rob's channel? The first
What was
movie?
the rapper? There was a hip hop guy who was very famous, but he was
Let's see about that.
very famous hip hop rap guy.
Here,
But he was young.
Dan Aykroyd directed. This cast. Brian Dolan Murray, John Wesley. It doesn't say anybody that I recognize. Daniel Baldwin, one of the Baldwins, and then Peter Ackroyd, John Wesley, Brian Dolan Murray, Raymond Berry.
That's the.
There was a whole
Priscilla
scene
Thomas,
like
Taylor Negron.
That's the bottom of the barrel Baldwin family member. So yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here.
glad they didn't edit this off.
How do we get on Loggins and Messina there, Revs? What I miss?
It's the same.
He's using his real name.
Angry Eyes is a great song.
Yes.
But all you really need for Loggins and Messina is that greatest hits album. You're good. So.
Shock G.
No, I'll get like the first
Shock G. John?
Shock G. I think that's who it was.
There's Shock G, Money B, Fuse, rap group, Shotmaster J, Tupac Shakur.
Shotmaster J.
Tupac. That's who it was. It was Tupac
Tupac's in it,
Shakur. Yeah.
No shit, Tupac's in that, huh?
Yeah, but he was like before he was like
Yeah,
tough
this is.
guy. He was like kind of like
what
it was
year
like
is
all very very like mom and pop friendly hip hop. They had a whole scene.
it? 1991. So
91.
when did
Okay.
Tupac really
That's
come
what, I never
out?
saw it. Yeah.
Wow.
That was a
Do
big,
the Humpty
like it was
Hump.
like on cable all the time. Mm-hmm.
It looked god awful. Let me tell you, it looked awful.
Oh yeah, so
The effects, the sets, the act, it just looked awful.
you got all those people in there. You know, it's like, geez, man, nobody could carry this film.
I think John Candy just by himself would make it great.
Oh yeah, stuff like Summer Rental, and Uncle Buck, and this.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, Digital Underground. Yeah, but it was Tupac was what I was thinking of.
Okay.
He was in Digital Underground. That was where he started, I think. Tupac was in
Tupac
Digital
was in
Underground.
Digital. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep.
I had that Sex Packets record.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know that, but I didn't know who Tupac was when that came out.
I've become pretty street since I've been hanging out with Alex. So yeah, there you go.
Didn't they say they did this like on the fly?
Just the jam.
Yeah.
Probably.
I would like to believe that.
I'm just glad they didn't
They did.
fade it out and edit it out because I could see that. I'm sure they jammed on a lot of the tunes they recorded. And especially since it's not really featuring Keith and Mick so much on that jam.
Let's see. Let's see. He signed to the manager of Digital Underground. Placed him with the Underground as a roadie and a backup dancer. So he was a backup dancer for Digital Underground.
Okay.
That's how he started. Yeah, so they talk about the song that was featured in Nothing But Trouble, starring Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, Chevy Chase, and Demi Moore. So yeah. These guys sound like they took an AC/DC course. Yeah.
Yeah. File with Rage and Slab and Circus of Power.
Yeah.
This is that era.
Junkyard.
Yeah.
I need to record that Junkyard album. I wonder if I have that Salty Dog.
You know, without if that Seattle scene didn't happen or it wasn't signed, let's say this is the way
know who
music
it is.
was going.
Yeah.
It was
It's
getting
sleazy,
like
bluesy.
it was
yeah.
getting more rootsy.
Yeah.
You know, the metal was getting. I mean, obviously it went off thrash and death this way, but it was getting more rootsy after like the Guns N' Roses, the glam thing.
Black Crows. Yeah.
Black Crows, exactly. They made it because they didn't have the metal trappings, but there was a whole bunch of these like tough guy, like biker rock kind of mixing with southern rock and AC/DC, but it just kind of petered off.
Rock City Angels was in that camp. Yeah.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were definitely. in that
Black
early.
Crows survived that Seattle.
But Black Crows came out and they made it.
in
you know.
'90, yeah, and yeah.
But they had more of a 70s rock vibe, which worked because that was the 70s retro thing was happening then.
Yeah.
With Jellyfish and D-Light and the Beastie Boys, whereas these guys were still like kind of look like hard rock metalheads.
Yeah, but they had Rick Rubin produced this. Frank C. Starr was the singer.
Yeah, he's in that other band I have, Alien.
He was
I think.
Alien.
He was
He was in Alien, Mad Rain, and Zip Off Cast.
Yeah, I don't know those ones. I remember I have the Alien record.
He died in 1990. He was
Yep.
hit by a drunk driver on his motorcycle.
So he was a real biker.
So you have that? What is it called? Cosmic
Alien.
Fantasy. Cosmic Fantasy album.
Yeah,
What's that one
yeah.
like?
Oh, it's good, a little cheesy, but it's good, like U.S. metal, like, but
Okay.
not tough guy. It's not glam, but it's just, it's good. It's good to own. Definitely not a great record, but it's a good record. Indie, I don't remember what label it's on, but it was pretty indie.
That almost sounds. That right there sounds like a fucking the guy from Jackal. Fucking I can't remember his name now.
Jack
But,
Dupree, what was his name?
Yeah,
Billy,
Jesse,
or what's his name?
Jesse James Dupree. Yeah.
Yeah.
That high harmony he was doing sounds just like him. That right there.
Forgetting stuff.
You like this EP, huh?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a fun. Or UFO rainbow. Not UFO, but rainbow. Deep Purple, I guess, too.
Yeah, definitely.
Who the hell's singing for Enough's Enough? It's not what's his name?
I think
Donnie-
Chip's doing the singing now.
Well, Chip's
No,
the guitar
Donnie.
player.
Yeah, but I think he's singing. Yeah, Donnie V's on his own. He's doing solo shows. They'll play around here a lot.
Yeah.
I want to say I think Chip has just took over singing, but maybe I could be wrong. I saw Donnie V. He opened up for Zebra probably 2 years ago now. That's the last time I saw him.
So it's Chip's Enough then.
Yeah.
Sounds like Graham Bonnet's cousin.
Produced by Yngwie Malmsteen, too.
It's amazing that Yngwie could find time to produce somebody else and
Well, I don't know. You show up for 6 hours while they record 4
I'm
songs.
sure. Does he do at least one solo in here too for
He
him?
does. He's guest on one of the songs. I think
Is he?
They probably had a little trail of cocaine to the studio. Like, here you go, Yngwie.
He's a pretty hot track guitar player on this one.
Al Morris is the guitar player. Apparently he did something with Jeff Scott Soto.
That makes sense. There must be a club of Jeff Scott Soto, Graham Bonnet, Joe
Yeah.
Turners, Richie Blackmore, Doobie Whites, like this whole
there's
crew,
actually-
and they get the call.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
Rondinelli,
There's a tour going on with those. I think Soto's on this tour. Along with them is Fran Cosmo,
even Schenker.
and then
the guy from Orion the Hunter?
and then they label him as from Boston.
Well, he did play in Boston briefly on a...
Yeah. So the bill is that, and then I think it's Soto. They say of Journey or whatever. And then
Well,
who
now
else
Jeff
is the
Scott's
guy, one of the dudes
Jeff-
from Kansas. The guy that this is the only really I think legit one was the guy from Kansas. He came in the '80s after Steve Walsh.
No, it's I know what
He
you're talking
did
about.
play
It's,
Fire with Fire song.
Yeah, it's it begins with an E. Elefante, John Elefante. Yeah.
And he's on it too. And I said I wouldn't mind hearing some of those Kansas songs that Elefante would sing, but I have no desire to see the others.
Because he sang on Power, I think. Power was his, right? I think.
No,
Was it
that
Power?
Steve Walsh was on that one. It was Vinyl Confessions.
Audio Visions.
Drastic
whatever.
Measure.
Audio Visions or something. It's got that blue cover. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I
is
don't
it
know if it was that one. No, he did the songs Fight Fire with Fire, I know.
Gonna fight
So it was
fire.
Vinyl Confessions, Drastic Measure, and I think those are the only two because Walsh came up back from for Power, and then Audio Confession I think was still Walsh.
Audio Visions is the one.
Visions,
Audio Visions, yeah.
I think Walsh is still on that. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm
he's
wrong.
like, he sings Hold On. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. But I always like that song, Fight Fire with Fire, or Play with Fire, whatever it was.
Fight Fire with Fire.
Yeah. I remember that got radio play here. It wasn't bad for the time.
He was also in a band called Mastodon, like some version of not Mastodon, like the head
We
metal.
know, yeah,
There was like
different.
a proggy pop band called Mastodon, I think is what it's called. Band belonged to Debbie Whitefield.
So yeah, they got the three of them touring, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, he did Vinyl Confessions. That was one that Play the Game Tonight was the hit.
Play
off
the
of
game.
that.
That was the tune. Yeah.
Hello Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big song for them at that time in the 80s.
Yeah.
Play the game tonight.
These guys were great live. I saw them in a little club right before they got
I
signed
really
in
don't know
Atlanta.
them.
Jackal,
Really good.
The old chainsaw out.
Yeah, 92 was late. For
I
me.
can't believe they would invite Chris Holmes. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, he's invited, but they're not going to pay for a ticket,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's like.
Or his vodka.
Yeah, he wouldn't have a big part in that show, but yeah.
If he showed up, I definitely would like get the pool float from him.
Yeah. That was so cringy, man. It was like, that was just sad. Really sad.
I think he said it was put on a bit. I mean, clearly he was drunk,
I'm sure,
but I think
but
he was
yeah.
exaggerating it.
I don't think that was actually probably vodka in that bottle.
No, because you see the
Probably-
bottles floating in the water.
Yeah, he was kind. Yeah, I think and he was pouring it more than he was drinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it like pour out of his mouth.
You know, if his mother wasn't there, it wouldn't have been. You know, it would have been like, all right, you know, we're drinking in the pool, but like his
Yeah.
mother's. Like,
I don't have Junkyard recorded.
I don't think I like that Junkyard record.
I haven't heard it in forever. So
I haven't. I haven't heard it. Yeah,
What's the song up there? Is it "Come Along"? Is that what's the?
I don't remember, but they made a video. I remember seeing a video of it.
Or no, it's Hollywood. The song's that's Life in Hollywood. That's their song, isn't it?
Hey, I'm gonna head out, everybody. Okay.
Harry,
All right.
good to see you.
All right, Aaron. Later.
Yeah,
Always
I'm
good to hang
gonna
out with you.
I'm gonna end this with one more song. We're gonna call it a night. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll keep it to minimal 2 beer a night.
I had to get up early. So Junkyard is yeah, that's their song. That's Life and That's Life in Hollywood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's what's that other one? Fuck, not Raging Slab, but fuck, I can't remember.
Little Caesar was another one.
No, I like Little Caesar.
No, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not
Yeah.
listing bad bands. I'm listing bands from that era. Oh.
Come along, come along. Oh, fuck, what the fuck is that band? Shit.
Yeah, I remember this song.
He does sound like the guy from Dirty Looks and Bon Scott. I mean, for sure. I mean, probably a combination of the two is like where you're at. So. This definitely just screams 80s, man.
Oh, okay. Reminds me of working at the pizza place.
Pizza. This guy could sing though, man.
It's called Pizza Station. Yep. We had a radio on the back. You'd hear all this stuff. All the
So, yeah,
83.
like I said, when I saw Jackal, they just got signed it, and they were playing at Charlie Magruder's in Atlanta, which was like their home base, and it chainsawed like every fucking stool around the bar for. It's cool to see a band like that, like at a club right before they make it big. I had that happen with Pantera, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and like, and with like Dangerous Toys and band, you know, King's X. You can thank Vance for this one. We went on the John Elefante deep dive.
Yeah. But to me, he was like the only guy that had like some legit songs. You know?
Well, Kerry Livgren was still in the band on this time, wasn't he? Or did
Oh
they leave?
yeah, most of those guys. No, I think he was there.
When did let's see, Steve Morris replaced him in what? Let's see. Got a lot
I
of
mean,
credits
this
here.
now that I hear this
Ryan,
sounds like
you
a Jim
could turn
Peter
on-
Rick Penn song, doesn't it?
You could turn on FM radio right now and go through the dial back and forth. In about 7 minutes, you'll hear a Doors song.
Yeah.
maybe
So this
15
was the
minutes
last
top.
album with Kerry Livgren, and then after that,
Was it?
after this one came Steve Morse. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. So hey, those are really long Doors songs, and yeah,
And that's a chore.
yeah.
As you could probably tell, I'm not a Doors fan.
You know, I have all the Doors stuff, and I've listened to them to death. So back in the day when I was like, here, let's compare this pressing. Blah,
I am.
blah, blah.
I got the two
sometimes I hear 'em at
non-Morrison album too.
Huh? What? What'd you say, John?
I was saying sometimes I hear the Doors at work, and I am growing to appreciate them much more. I mean, I liked them as a kid, but there was a good 30 years where I really couldn't stand the Doors. But I am appreciating because I hear now where the bands that they influenced. I'm starting to hear exactly what they stole from the Doors and how important the Doors were. Not that I didn't know they were important.
Horrible 80s drum sound. Yeah.
That's how it ended.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Just-
weird. I felt like it was missing
like
a beat.
Boom, 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 and it's just like it's like a clunker of a fucking.
Yeah,
drum
that was weird.
set. Yeah. All right, everybody. That'll wrap up a Tuesday. The return of the Pope. Yes, see the Pope. Yeah.
I was here
So,
Sunday.
yeah. I
All
know.
right.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks everyone for being
Good night,
here.
Peanut Gallery.
See you guys on Friday, guys and
Brian,
gals.
what spins? KRWD.
So see you then. So long, farewell. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Later, John, Patrick.
Yep.
Good night,
Good night.
everybody.